I had always considered myself a patient man. My name is Ethan, I'm 34, and I manage a mid-sized construction firm in New York. My life followed a steady rhythm. Early mornings, long days at building sites, nights buried in paperwork. It wasn't glamorous, but it was stable, and that predictability was where I found comfort. I never expected anyone to come along and shake not only my routine, but my sense of self. That person turned out to be Sophia. We met at a charity gala hosted by a longtime client of mine. From the start, she was unlike anyone else I knew, confident, captivating, and ambitious in a way that was impossible to ignore. She worked for a tech startup, and when she spoke about her career, it was with the same intensity, one reserved for blueprints and deadlines. I admired her drive, and in the beginning, I found myself pulled in by her energy. The first months were exciting, but beneath the thrill, small cracks began to appear. One evening, she invited me over for dinner. Everything with Sophia seemed like a challenge, even her laughter or the way she teased me. That night, under soft lighting with wine between us, she slid a folded sheet of paper across the table. Her eyes told me she expected a strong reaction. Curious, I opened it. At first, I thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. It was a list, clear, deliberate, and uncompromising. The note began with, "Ethan, if we're going to spend our lives together, here are the things you must change." The requests ranged from small lifestyle tweaks to sweeping changes. She wanted me to attend yoga classes 3 times a week, give up my evening scotch, learn gourmet cooking, rearrange my entire work schedule to match her weekend plans, and even alter the way I hired employees, claiming I was too strict. I sat there in disbelief. This wasn't a conversation. It was a contract she expected me to sign with my life. She watched me closely, waiting for my approval. For a second, I considered playing along, but something inside me refused. I leaned back, tapped the paper against the table, and said quietly, "This isn't going to work for me." Her smile faltered, her confidence shaken for the first time since we'd met. "What do you mean it won't work?" "These are the things I need from the man I'll marry. Don't you want to marry me?" I leaned forward, meeting her gaze. "I want to be with someone who accepts me as I am, not someone who wants to rewrite me into their idea of a partner. I've built a life, a career, a reputation I'm proud of. I'm not handing it over for a checklist of demands." She pressed her lips together, fighting back words, and finally pointed at the paper. "It's not just a list. It's for us, for our future. Don't you see? We have to grow together." I shook my head. "Growing together doesn't mean giving up who you are. I respect your goals and your routines, but you can't expect me to erase mine. That's not a partnership. It's a takeover." The room fell silent, except for faint clinking sounds from the apartment next door. For once, her calculated composure cracked. She wasn't facing someone she could sway with clever words or determination. She was facing someone immovable. Finally, she exhaled sharply. "So that's it? You're just walking away?" Her voice trembled with something I'd never heard from her before: fear. I slid the list back to her. "I'm not leaving because of who you are. I'm leaving because you can't love me for who I am. If love comes with conditions, it's not love. It's a transaction. And I don't trade my identity for affection." Her eyes darted to the list, then back to me. I could see her fighting to process it, struggling against the loss of control. Her hands trembled as she picked the paper back up, almost as if holding it could make it true again. "Ethan, I thought you loved me," she whispered. "I do," I said gently. "But love isn't about rewriting someone. Love is respect, compromise, and understanding. It's not about reshaping a person until they're unrecognizable." She searched my face, trying to find weakness, but found none. I remained calm and steady, the same steadiness I had built my life on. She had imagined a future where I fit seamlessly into her vision of perfection, but that story was unraveling right in front of her. "I don't understand," she said softly. "You could have changed. We could have been perfect." I gave a small laugh, not out of cruelty but disbelief. Perfect doesn't come from a checklist. You can make rules and set standards, but that doesn't make someone perfect. It makes them obedient. And I'm not obedient. The paper lay between us like a wall. I pushed it aside slowly. There's nothing wrong with having standards, but I'm not the man you're looking for. Pretending otherwise would be dishonest to both of us. Her eyes glistened with tears she refused to let fall. I didn't reach across the table. I didn't soften my words. Some truths don't need arguments. They need firmness. You knew, I added quietly. You always knew what you wanted, and you knew I wasn't it. I stood, straightened my jacket, and nodded respectfully. Take care, Sophia. I hope you find someone who matches your list, and I'll find someone who doesn't need one. I left her apartment, leaving the folded paper behind. That night, I didn't feel bitterness or regret. I felt clarity, a clear understanding that love isn't built on conditions and respect isn't earned by compliance. For the first time in a long while, I felt free.